And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek. Today we are going to be playing an old game like Telephone and Pictionary put in one called Telestrations. This is the Party Pack, the 12-player version from USAopoly. We're going to be drawing and guessing and laughing and all sorts of crazy things. Don't worry about it. The worse you draw, the better the game, because I am the worst drawer in the history of Earth, and we'll see what I think. Let's check it out. Okay, in Telestrations, everybody that's playing starts with a book. They put their name in a book, and they grab a card that says either this side or that side, and a number is rolled, and let's say, boom, something's rolled, and we have a 6. Everybody's going to write what that is. Sometimes it will be blank. You can make up your own. Other times you just write what it is right there. Now, with an even amount of players, you'll start the timer. And you'll have, I believe it's a minute to draw Eagle Eye. If it's an odd, you then flip the book and give it to the person to your left, just so it ends with a guess. So we would flip this over, and I would try to draw Eagle Eye. Now when I'm done, I basically flip it to a blank page, and I pass the book to my left. I will be receiving the book to someone on my right. Then we will start a new round where the timer will get flipped, and what we do is we flip back in the book, and we look at what we're seeing, and then we try to guess it. Now the best way to show you this is I have some real life examples of different books that happened as we played with my family over this past weekend. Let's take a look at those. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Buffalo wings was the secret word. Now, I think this was my drawing actually. By the way, every single one of my animals looks like that. Doesn't matter what it really is. I drew this. And then so when the next person got it, they saw this and they guessed flying squirrel. So that got passed to the next person and all they saw was flying squirrel. They don't get to see anything behind it. And so they see flying squirrel, and they drew something that might look like a flying squirrel. They pass it on. The next person sees just this, and they have to guess what that is, and they guessed flying ant superhero. They passed the book on. All the next person saw was this, and they drew actually a pretty good ant flying over a superhero. They gave that to the next person, and then that person looked at just this and guessed giant ant attacks New York City. And that was that book, so that's a good example right there. Okay, the next one, the secret word was Oriental rug. And they drew an Oriental rug. Not bad. The next person thought that was a rug. Then the next person tried to draw a rug, and they drew this, which I guess isn't that bad. The next person tried to guess what just this drawing was, and they guessed area rug. Not bad. Next person tried to draw an area rug, and did that. Actually, that's a pretty good area rug. But the final guess this time was black hole. So you can see that went from a rug, everyone's on point, and then boom, it went way off. Black hole. Pretty funny. The next one, club sandwich was the secret word, and the person drew that. The next person looked at that and thought it was a double cheeseburger. Hey, I could see that. Next person tried to draw a double cheeseburger, and they got that. The next person saw that and thought it was a burger monster. The next person tried to draw a burger monster, and wow, not bad, burger and monster. And the next person thought that was an ice cream ghost. So that was it on that one. Pretty funny. All right, here's my brother Jeff's. Heaven was his word. Interesting. And so he drew heaven. Well, looks kind of nice. Angel, looking clouds and sun. And the next person thought that was skydiving. So the next person tried to draw skydiving. Okay, he's jumping off a plane, trying to fly. The next person thought this was Superman. Hey, looks like it. And the next person tried to draw Superman and looked like that. And the next person thought that was a life preserver. And that was it. Interesting how heaven turns into a life preserver. The next one, Jen says saxophone. Hey, how about that? I play saxophone. And we have a saxophone. Actually, it's a very good one. We then have someone guessed a saxophone. Good guess. The next person tried to draw a saxophone, and okay. And someone tried to guess what that was, and they guessed a tadpole. And someone tried to draw a tadpole. There we go. And the tadpole, someone thought this was the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And that was the final one in this round. Wow. Pretty funny. All right, so we have my sister-in-law and Teresa's book. 3 blind mice was her secret word. And she drew, hey, some pretty good 3 blind mice. Then someone thought that was a mouse band somehow, kind of funny. And someone tried to draw a mouse with some musical instruments, and they thought that was a mouse rat. And so someone tried to draw a mouse rat, and someone guessed cat and mouse. So I went from my 3 blind mice to cat and mouse. Now in each book you'll see there's a score sheet for rounds 1, 2, and 3, and you're supposed to play 3 rounds. And there's friendly ways of scoring by voting who had the best sketch and the best guess, or competitive scoring, which is, hey, certain points if your secret word got all the way around, or if they guessed it, things like that. Different ways to score, although I found that nobody tends to really want to score this game. It's just so funny and so fun that we don't even end up playing for score, but there are ways to do that if you like. All right, well there's Telestrations. Wow, what a great party game. Probably one of my favorite, or one of my top 2 favorites easily. I will always bring this to every party I'm going to, hands down. It is hilarious. Barrier entry is low. I hate drawing. Many people hate drawing, but when you tell them, hey, the worse you draw, the better the game is and the better you're going to be at this game, then they're like, oh, it lowers the barrier entry. They get in, they see a round played, and then boom, once one round plays and they see what happens and they're laughing their butts off, you've got them sold. I mean, it's a hilariously funny game. We never ever even once tried to keep score in this game, even like the light scoring method, because there's really no need. It's all about laughing, really. I mean, if you want to keep score, you can, but there's no need, really. It's just a fun thing to do. One of the funniest party games ever. It's just great. I can't recommend it high enough. Bring it to every party. If you don't have this game, you're nuts. You got to get this game. Telestrations is probably the best party game of all time, if not 1 or 2. This and Time's Up is kind of hand-to-hand, but everybody I play this with loves it. You will laugh. Don't be skeptical. If you're terrible at drawing, try it out. Tears will come. You'll be laughing. Telestrations. Hey, one more thing before you go. If you're about to drop a comment on this YouTube page for this video and you're expecting interaction or a personal response from me, I recommend the place to do that is at my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/thegameboygeek, because I don't get notified when YouTube videos get comments on the Dice Tower Network because I don't own the channel. So if you want to interact with me directly, I'll see you at my Facebook page.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.